He was good. He saw it.
Yeah.
Most people can't. They don't know. Welcome back to my video. And in this video titled, she told me to try KFC Moroccan style. That's exactly what it is. Ever since we've been talking, she had mentioned that I need to try KFC here in Agadir, Morocco once I visit. Here I am. So I'm going to give you my overall verdict towards the end of how I think KFC is here in Agadir, Morocco. Again, I'm not really a fast food type of person, but she had told me I need to try it, so that's what we're going to do. But before we actually get there, just take this walking journey with me towards the KFC.
She said, like, you do need to, you're not going to stay alone for the rest of your life.
That's true.
And I said, yes, I also don't want to cook.
But you shouldn't learn how to cook for somebody else.
Yeah,
you gotta learn how to cook for yourself.
Yeah,
right.
Because you want to. Try explaining that to my mom.
Different story. The reason I'm not a fast food type is because back in the US, I'm always buying groceries and I'm always making my own foods because I'm into health and fitness. So I've never been really a fast food type, not even as a kid.
Plus this club. They are like filthy rich.
And he goes to the club at 16?
I don't know. Usually it's not like legal age.
So here we go. We have spotted a KFC right here near the beach. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go in and order something. We didn't order a chicken sandwich or anything like that. She said chicken, so that's what we're gonna get. We're gonna get some chicken. And I'm gonna tell you my final verdict of how this chicken tastes. Now, the last time I actually had KFC was maybe, I think, 3 years ago. I remember it was in Cape Town, South Africa. There was load shedding, which is basically a planned power outage. And I was hungry and it was nothing I could make to eat because of the power. So my friend took me to a KFC that was down the street from my apartment. So I'm going to compare it to the last time I had KFC, which was in Cape Town, South Africa. In my opinion, it tastes the same. With fast food, it all tastes the same. The only time something tastes different is when it comes to like the sauces. But with this, it was no sauce. It was just plain chicken, fried chicken. And it didn't taste bad. It didn't taste super great. It just tastes like fried chicken. Also, I'm like 100% positive when it comes to pesticides and the GMOs and the different types of meats. It's not tolerated here opposed to South Africa or the US. So when it comes to the standards of the GMOs and the pesticides and all of that stuff, I'm pretty sure that the fast foods here is way much different when it comes to that standard. But in taste wise, I didn't really taste a big difference. As a new traveler coming here to Morocco, it doesn't matter what city you go to because I'm pretty sure there's a KFC in different cities. Would I recommend you trying KFC? No, I would recommend you try Moroccan foods first. And if you have any downtime or if you want something like considered like a snack or you just want to try something else other than the Moroccan foods that you have tried already, then try your KFCs, your McDonald's, and all that crap. Other than that, just stick with Moroccan foods. I'm pretty sure once you travel here, you're only going to be here for like a week or two. So that'll give you 1 week to 2 weeks of just trying different Moroccan foods. There's different types of dishes here I'm pretty sure you have never heard of. So why not just indulge your whole trip, just discovering all these different dishes versus coming to a fast food restaurant. But again, if you do have some downtime or if you get tired of eating all these different dishes that hopefully you have already tried here, then okay, try McDonald's or try KFC. But I see no point of coming to a different country and eating something that you can find back in the country that you came from. I mean, back in the US, it's so many different types of fast food restaurants. Countless. I can't even name them all. It's just so many. And when I'm driving to the gym, when I'm going to the grocery stores, I just look at them and just keep going. I never stop. Again, the one reason is because all of the GMOs and the pesticides and these long names of ingredients that you can't pronounce that's in the foods in the US, it just scares me away from trying these different things. And again, I spend so much money in groceries per week. I just rather just make my own foods. What's the point of me spending extra money for something that's going to harm me versus the money already spent on natural and organic foods that I bought for myself. So that's the main reason why I'm not eating fast food. But if I'm in a different country, somebody wants to try something or somebody refers me to something, I give it a go because I already know deep down in my head that I'm not going to continue eating this as a habit. Because some people make fast foods a habit. They eat it for breakfast, they have it for lunch, and they eat it again for dinner. And that's very bad. And this is what goes on in the US. If you're not from the US, you see people, they make a habit of fast foods as their meals throughout the day, and they just continue doing that. And in the long run, they find out that they have health issues because of that. Now, there was a time in the US when GMOs and pesticides was not used as much as it's being used in today's society. And that was during the time my parents were teenagers.
I know a lot of y'all said, I beg your pardon, Colonel Sanders is married to a black lady? Yes, honey, that's right. He kept me hidden in the basement, girl. I still can hear his voice. Fire, bitch, fire. But listen here, all of y'all, America, change is here. Get used to it. And don't be confusing me with no Aunt your mama. The lady was on the box. Honey, I am on the barrel. So you all just keep eating that chicken, licking your fingers, and making me money, because I want another one of these. Come on, honey.
But those days are over due to increase in population. And not just the US. There's other countries that use GMOs and different types of pesticides as well. One of those countries being China. I was surprised to find out that now India has introduced their first GMO. Also, I was surprised about Brazil. It's been some years now, but they also have GMOs and pesticides that they use in different types of foods. Who else? Mainly countries that are very populous, so big countries. So as different countries' population increase, don't be surprised that the use of GMOs and different types of other pesticides is going to increase as well. And now in continental Africa, you have countries that are using GMOs and pesticides, introducing these things to their societies. You have 9 countries in Africa that are using pesticides and GMOs. And out of the 9, one of them is one of my favorite countries so far that I have visited in Africa, and that is South Africa. And in Europe, guess how many countries use GMOs and pesticides? So far, it's only 5. And I'm absolutely certain throughout the years, those 9 African countries is going to turn into 19. And before you know it, it will be half of Africa using GMOs and pesticides in their foods as well.
I'm gonna be there.
For what? Nobody has a mask. I just remembered something. Yeah, I was correct. The last time I did have KFC was exactly in Cape Town, but the last time I had fast food actually was last year. I remember I was in Vila Velha in Brazil in the state of Espírito Santo. So if you haven't seen that video, well, check that video series out because it's more than one video. But yeah, the reason I had fast food in Vila Velha was because later on I was going on a date with someone, and I had like a 5-hour gap in between because I had just went to the gym. So after the gym, I went to a fast food chain in Brazil. So it's not really worldwide like a KFC or McDonald's. It's basically in Brazil. It's called Bob's Burger, and it's basically like a McDonald's, but it's just Brazilian style. And this restaurant was exactly like 5 seconds away from the gym. Like, it was the gym, which was outside, and right next to the gym was Bob's Burger. So what I did is I got something to eat to kill time between that gap of me meeting my friend, and we ate again. So that was actually the last time I had fast food, was in Brazil last year, and around 3 years ago, specifically at KFC, that's when I remember having it in Cape Town. So yeah, at that moment last year, I was kind of stuck. I didn't want to go back to my apartment and make something because that would waste time of me picking out something to wear and getting ready. And I didn't want to go to a set-in restaurant on the way to my apartment because it's going to take time for them to actually make my food. I'm sitting down eating, so it would take too long. So I just went to Bob's Burger, got something real quick, ate it, came back to my apartment, got ready to meet my friend. So now you get the picture. If you travel to a different country, try to eat that country's foods. Whatever dishes they have, try them out, because I'm pretty sure during your stay, you're not going to get enough time to try them out all anyways. So why not just spend your time doing that versus running to a McDonald's or a KFC or what other fast food American establishments that country has, And it's some countries that I've traveled to, and I wouldn't say that the foods are bad. It's just that other countries that I visited, their food is much better. But I wouldn't say that they're terrible or they're bad, because terrible to me would be like I just mentioned, KFC, McDonald's, any type of fast food American establishment. To me, that is bad versus a dish from a country that I'm not from, because I'm pretty sure whatever that dish is going to be much healthier and much better than the foods of the country that I come from. And if you haven't checked out my previous video, I suggest you check that video out and watch it all the way up until the end. And it was kind of funny when I found out what she actually had ordered. And I'll just give it to you right now if you haven't seen that video, but I still suggest you go back and check that video out. But she ordered me a hamburger. And the funny part was, throughout all these years, she had, because we're friends on Instagram. So she had seen, some things that I like and things that I make. And we even videoed sometimes. She saw the things that I cooked and always talked about things that I don't like, which was, of course, pork, beef, things of that nature. And for us to finally meet face to face, and I just wanted to, because I know that it's a chance she might get it wrong, but I just wanted to find out for myself. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom, just order our food. It doesn't matter what it is. And I was just thinking the whole time, what did she order? What kind of Moroccan dish did she order? And just to sit down and see like a big hamburger and fries, it was funny. Because when you think of America, or you think of American food or an American dish, the first thing that people or some people think about is a hamburger, McDonald's. And the funny thing about that is, when I first went to Brazil that first year, I met someone and she introduced me to her kid because she had a kid. And at that time, I did not know that much Portuguese. Not as much Portuguese as I know current day as of now. But she introduced me by saying, he's not Brazilian, he's American. And the kid looked at me and he said, McDonald's? And me and her just started just laughing. And the kid thought that America is synonymous to McDonald's hamburger. That moment was so funny. It just made me think about this time coming out the bathroom, seeing this gigantic hamburger and fries. So while we was eating, I just went back to Instagram and was just scrolling and scrolling. And I found the message that we was talking about foods, and we both had said that we don't eat pork. And I had told her about I don't eat beef, or I rarely eat beef. And I showed her that message. She was like, oh, wow. She said, you rarely eat beef, but you're eating beef today. And I can't get mad at that, because if you think about it, I can't think of not one American dish that most Americans eat as a whole. It's basically your background. So whatever you are, I'm pretty sure those are the foods that you eat. So if you're Mexican, you know, you have tacos, you have burritos, you have different foods that you can make and different foods you can buy in the US that you make, but it's part of your background or the country that you came from. But as a whole society in the US, I don't think we really have an American dish. You know, so when people think of America, our dish is fast foods. Taco Bell, McDonald's, Burger King, all that crap. But yeah, as a whole society, I can't think of any. But if you can, put that in the comment section below. American dish that we all eat as a whole. I don't think so. Even when I go to Canada, it's the same thing. It's like whatever you are, that's the foods you eat. Like I know a lot of Trinidadians in Toronto, and they eat a lot of roti and different foods that come from Trinidad. You know, I can't think of a Canadian dish that all Canadians eat as a whole. But here in Morocco, you will find out that there are traditional foods that all Moroccans eat as a whole in their country. So choose a city. Once you choose a city, try out some of these different Moroccan dishes once you come and visit Morocco. Now we have came to the end of the video, so I appreciate those who watched the whole video. I also appreciate those who comment, like, and share my videos. I hope I entertained you and also gave you some knowledge during this video. But until then, peace out.
They're not vehicles. They're not allowed to be here.
Because
unless they're police. You know, you just saw the police.
Right.
Yeah, because it's people walk here.